hello, and happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great day, a good start to the week. I am Cassie with Created by Cassie, and I'm so thankful that you're choosing to spend your time with me tonight or on the replay. So if this is your first time catching me live or on the replay, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello, welcome you to my channel, and make sure that you have hit the subscribe button and the bell. It will allow you to be notified whenever I go live or post a video. And also, if you're new, I would love to send you, hey, Marier, how are you? Doing well, yes. I would love to send you a card in the mail. So in my description, I have a link, and you can sign up for my email list as well as my card mailing list and my birthday card mailing list. It's only for me to see, and I just love to send out cards. And I do send out cards that I make in my lives. And let's see. Hey, Amy, how are you doing? Hope you guys are doing well tonight. All right. So let me see here. Wrong button. There we go. Tonight is, hey, Carol, how are you? Tonight we're going to do a repeat of the Homemade Treats bundle. I'm really excited. I loved this bundle so much, I had to take another stab at it. So I've made some really cute projects, and I'm excited to show you those. So I'm going to point you down. I'm going to show you the bundle, and then I'm going to show you the projects that we did the first round. So this is the bundle here, and it's Homemade Treats. And we have sentiments, it's beginning to taste like Christmas, 'tis the season for baking, and then from the kitchen of, which I think is just so cute. These are little sprinkles. We have cute little cookies here, a rolling pin, and then this is kind of like if you roll out your dough and you've cut the cookies out. That's what that is there. It is a red rubber, and we are no longer doing red rubber stamps. So going forward, you'll have the photopolymer, which is the clear. And then you have the dies that come with it too. You get 2 of each of these little dies for the cookies. So you have the little Santa hat, the gingerbread man, and this little candy cane. So you get 2 of those to cut those out. And this one here cuts out that piece of dough right there. So it's such a cute little stamp set. Well, bundle, I guess. So also in the description, I have a link to the first video with these projects here in it. So here is one of the projects we made in that first video. Isn't that cute? And then the little back here, we've got the sprinkles, and then the from the kitchen of, so you can kind of write your little message or put a little recipe back there and just hand it as a little card. We also made this one here, which is one of my favorites. I love the color combination. It's so pretty. This is retired ribbon. It's Blackberry Bliss and gold, but it's one of my absolute favorites. I absolutely love it. And then the back of this one here, so cute. Then we have this cute one here, so adorable. And I love this gold mesh ribbon here. It's so much fun. And here, what I did, I put the rolling pin on both sides, so it kind of matched up there. Thought that was kind of clever. And then we had this one here, and these this die for the actual tag is from the branching out bundle. So I love that bundle as well. I also have a video of that on my channel. We have this one here, which is so cute. It's kind of like you're piping the word hello. And then you've got the back here and the little card that we did here. I thought this was so cute. Had all of our little cookies there, and this is that pan, the baking pan. And then it flips over, and then you've got, you can write your recipe back here. So cute, right? So these projects were on the live that I did on September 8th. And that is linked down in the description. If you missed that one, you definitely want to go look at those because they are so, so cute. But tonight we are going to do some brand new projects that I created. And this one here, is our first project for tonight. It's a little shaker tag. Isn't that so cute? It's adorable. And then you have your little back part where you can write on. And then I had an alternative here for this one without that sentiment here, because this is a paper pumpkin sentiment, because I wanted one that was smaller. But if you want to use the sentiments in the bundle, you can do it this way as well. Isn't that cute? And we still have the back here. So let's go ahead. We're going to make this one here and grab all of our parts right here. This one's pretty simple, actually. So these are stylish shapes dies here, and I did the largest stylish shape for this one and this one, and then not the size down but the next size down I did for the cutout here in the middle. And once I cut them out, I stuck them together and went ahead and punched that hole right there with our one of our 3 hole punch sets here. It's this 1/8 hole punch. It's just this little tiny hole right here. I love this little punch. So I punched that out here, and then I also punched it out right in, let's see, let me see if I can do it on a color. Maybe. There it is, right there. I also punched it out of the window sheet here. I love our window sheets. They are, they're great. They work perfect, and they're really thick. They're not real flimsy. They're really, really good quality. I really like them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a thin line of glue around here, this center right here. And that was a lot of glue right there. And I'm just going to line the hole up from this window sheet with the hole on this is fresh freesia circle cutout here. Here we go. All right, and then we're going to take our, let's see, these are foam strips. We do sell these as well. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a foam strip and I'm going to line it around here to where I cannot see it, but enough that it's going to hold up this back piece here so that we have a place to put our little shaker pieces here. And these shaker pieces here are these are what I had left from the, I forgot what they're called. The little shaker pieces, they just retired. They might still be on the last chance list. I'm not sure if they sold out or not. But that's what these are. We're going to use the beautiful Bokeh shaker pieces tonight. And I am just going to piece this guy right here. And the thing with shaker cards, you just want to make sure that you get all of your strips really snug together. Because when you go to shake it, you really don't want those to fall out, the little shaker pieces. And ask me how I know that, because I have done that. My very first shaker card, I totally did that. I didn't get it closed enough, and man, I regretted that. All right, so I'm going to leave this one here. So that is the front right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the middle here. Put this in my trash here. So I'm going to take, this is the pretty side of the circle here. So I'm just going to flip it over so it's the not so pretty side, because we're going to sandwich these together. So I want the pretty side of this to be out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my, let's see, this was the fresh freesia color. And that is somewhere in my thing right here. I have all these little what is that? That's grape. Here it is, freesia. So I'm going to take one of my blending brushes here. I'm actually going to grab a stamp off sheet, and I'm just going to blend all the way around on that not so pretty side. So we want it to look really nice once we get everything on it. We want the outside to be really pretty. All right. And if you guys watched, I think it was last week, my brush did this same thing where I've been using it and not adding to it, and it's really light. And I made some streaks last week, and I don't want that to happen again, but I really need some more ink. So we're just going to go really lightly. Let's see. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. Because man, I didn't think I put that much on it last week, but whoo! It sure got dark and had those little streaks. Do a little bit. Here we go. All right. And thankfully with this one, you're not going to see a whole lot of the background, but I did want it to be a color and not just basic white back there. All right, so you can kind of see it here. It's not really as dark, I think, as this one. Well, you just can't quite tell on camera. So what we're going to do next is that I am just going to see kind of visually where on this circle, I can take this off now. It's easier to see on my desk here. So I'm just going to visually look and see where on here I'm going to be able to see for this circle here. And that's where I'm going to put my little pieces here. And these are stamped from our bundle. So this one is the mitten. And we've got 2 little gingerbread men from that one. And then we've got our cute little piping bag here. And they all have coordinating dies. So we'll cut those out with the dies. And then I am going to take where'd my glue go? We're going to take our glue. You can also pop these up on dimensionals on the inside. I have done that with shaker cards before, and I love it. It just, with this one, because it was so small, I wanted it to be a little bit more on the flat side. So I didn't pop them up. Where's make sure I know where my hole is. And then I'm just going to, that's good. And then we're going to take, this is Fresh Freesia. This one is Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, and then these are Pecan Pie. Guys, I'm finally getting down to like nothing in this big green glue. And we're going to switch now to a new one. I've been working on that green glue for a long time, it feels like. It was one of my really good friends who I would do cards with a lot. We also love to do collaging. And it was hers, and she recently passed away, and so I was using that, and every time I used it, I thought of her. Maybe I'll fill it up again, and then I can continue to think about her. All right, I'm going to stick this right here. And you know what? I forgot to do the little rolling pin. All right, I'm going to take one of these guys. I'm going to stick his little foot underneath our piping bag here, like that. I'm going to kind of get him where I want him, and then I'm just going to stick a little bit, if I can see, stick a little bit of glue underneath, push him down. Here we go. The good thing is, though, with that rolling pin, I'm pretty sure I have another one in here. Let's see. I'd be surprised if there we go, right here. Found it. All right. I always like to cut out a ton of the pieces that I'm going to use, just so that I have enough to play around with. Come on. All right, and then I'm just going to stick this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to stick this going this way. Isn't that cute? So that's just going to go right over top. So cute. All right, then what we're going to do, we want to get our little shaker pieces here inside. And the ones that we're going to use for this are the, these are the Itty Bitty Bokeh mix. And I'm going to totally make a mess because I tried to put a couple together. And this thing is like overflowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, I just happen to have this little spoon here. So I'm just going to take a couple little spoonfuls and I'm going to stick it, one runaway here. You can put as much or as little as you want. And then these are just going to be here in the center. And I'm going to take the backing off of the front here. I'm going to make sure I know where my little cutout circle is, my little hole punch. And I'm going to pull it a little bit closer so I can see that hole. I'm just going to stick this down right on top. And then before I move it and shake it, I am going to push down really, really hard. And then I'm just going to take a look on the side here to make sure. That one has a little piece coming out there. Oh, that's part of, okay, that's part of the rolling pin. That's fine. I always like to make sure I get all my, everything together. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? All right, let's put these back in here. These things stick to me. Do you guys have that trouble? These things like to stick to you. I can never get them off of me. And I have them all over my floor. All right, so for this, we are going to, let's see, this was actually a retired ribbon. Let's see. It was this one here. And you guys know I'm trying to use up some of my retired stuff. So I'm going to, I have two put together. So that's why I have two little tails here. So all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this. I'm going to put it here like in half because I want two little tails. Then I'm going to take this. Now I'm just going to stick it through the hole. Let's see. I'm going to go like this. Because I always trim the edges of mine off anyway. Come on. Let's see. Go like that. Once I get like a little piece through, I'm good. But I haven't had a single problem with this until now. They all have gone through just fine. Let's see. Pull that through. This was not this hard before. There we go. Got it. All right, and I'm just going to move around my little tails here so that they are going the right way. Because I like my little knot to be in the front, and I like it to be pretty flat. So I'm just going to pull this, open this here. I'm going to stick these tails through here. Come on. There we go. All right. And then I'm just going to pull from right at that hole here in the front to kind of tighten that up. pull that. There we go. So there we have our little knot. Then I'm going to cut these little tails. You're right, Marier. It is only hard because I'm doing it in front of the camera. You are totally right. Everything seems to like not go as smooth when I'm working on a live. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? And you can pair any colors together. And then we're going to do our little sentiment here. So this is from the Stylish Shapes dies as well. And the Happy Holidays is from it's either a kit or a paper pumpkin. It's probably a really old one. I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything little, and I wanted it little. But again, you can do that sentiment here on the inside if you don't want it out on the outside here. Then I'm just going to take some dimensionals here. I'm going to kind of see. I want that one here. And then we're going to put this one right here. And I'm going to take these backings off here. And then we're just going to center this. Push that down. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any of those dimensionals showing. And then for the back here, I just did a cute little gingerbread man. So, if I can get him, I'm just going to put a little bit of green glue. Man, this bottle seems really small compared to the other one. All right, and he's going to go right there. Isn't that cute? And I think I did the purple. And these are also some of the retired gems. These are the 24-26 in color shimmer gems. These were from last year. So thought it'd be fun to show you guys too how you can use some of your retired goodies too. I've got a ton of retired stuff. So we're just going to put 3 of these here. I ran out of small ones, so we're just going to do the bigger ones. And there we go, and that's our first project. Isn't that super cute? I love little shaker cards. They're so cute, and they're so much fun to make. I love them. All right. Next up, I'm going to stick these over here. Let me clean up my mess here, at least a little bit. All right, so our next one is also a shaker card. It's this one here. Isn't this cute? We have the little candy canes in the back. And I have some other designs that I did with the reindeer from last year that I wanted to show you guys. So there's this one here. Hey, Jen, how are you? So this is from the reindeer, I forget what it's called. The reindeer from last year. I loved that bundle so much. So that's part of the DSP there. These come from that bundle. And then we've got the cute little packages in the back. And some of the retired ribbon here. Then we've got this cute one here. This is from the, oh man, what's this one called? Well, let's see, I actually have it right here. The Snow Reindeer Days and Snowy Scenes. So this is the Snowy Scenes, the cute little penguin here. We actually made this one at my team meeting last week. It's so stinking cute. I love all the little pieces here. These are actually from the reindeer bundle, but the paper is that Snowy Days. And then this was a fun one to do. I wanted to kind of try to do a little scene of 3. So I thought that was cute. And these are the Perennial Postage. Yes, Debbie, the penguins they're so cute. They're adorable. And then the back here, I just cut out some of that DSP to put here. And this is some of our, I think last year we had this red and green ribbon came together. And then this really pretty glittery ribbon here. And then for the first one, actually, this is kind of what inspired our first project was this one here. Isn't he so cute? He's holding his little candy cane. And then we have this one here. So you can do so much with these little things. And they're so simple and quick to make. But they look so cool. I love them. So we're going to make this one here to go along with our homemade treats bundle. And got my pieces there. I went ahead, I cut out from the Perennial Postage, I cut the outline out here. This is the same size here. And then I took the square of the Perennial Postage and I just lined it up and cut this piece out here of that. This is not real red. This is cherry cobbler. And I have a window sheet here. So we are going to flip this over and our window sheet is going to go right over top of that. And again, I'm just going to do a really thin line, maybe, of glue. I want it to come out quick. It's a new bottle. They always come out quick. Here we go. You can also use your tear and tape or the Stampin' seal. I just always, when I use the Stampin' seal with this, it makes such a mess for me. All right. So we got that down there. And I'm going to let this dry. And did I get glue through there? I did. Darn it. It's okay. I cut out a little piece of basic white, which is what we are going to do our stamping on for the background here. So I'm going to grab my piece of stamp off paper here. And then we are going to use so I always go the biggest to the smallest. So I'm going to take our cute little gingerbread man here. And I'm going to block him up there. And I'm going to use pecan pie ink. And I'm just going to kind of take a gander and see. So I kind of know visually where I want them. And I just re-inked this guy. There we go. That's good. All right, so I want this guy kind of right here. I want him to kind of be poking his head out. Isn't that cute? Just kind of poking his head there. And then I'm going to do one on this side. Let's have him coming up this way. I think I only did 2. Nope, I did do 3. He's just down at the bottom. We'll put him more up to the top. Let's see. We'll put him coming this way. All right. Then I'm going to take my next size down stamp, which is going to be the candy cane. And then for the candy cane, I used real red. So let me grab that here. I have all my inks like right here behind you guys. So if I reach, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to grab where's my candy cane? Get him on here. And then I'm just going to randomly stamp this candy cane. Let's go here. That's so cute. All right, and then we'll go this way. Oh man, I need to cut the outside of this one. It's got a lot of the red rubber on it. I keep making those little marks. And we'll do the back edge here, right there. Then I'm going to use the sprinkles, a little sprinkle stamp here, which is so darn cute. and block that up, and I'm just going to fill in around everything. Dang it, this one's doing it too. I'm not even pushing down that hard on the ink pad. And this is just to kind of give it a little bit of fun there on the background, kind of like confetti. Let's see, go like that. This one here. I think we are, yep, that's good. All right. And I am going to go ahead and put take the red off of this stamp here so I don't get it on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our adhesive strips again, and we're just going to line, where's my sticky side? Here it is. Just going to line this, but I'm going to make sure I'm not getting it on my little hole there. And definitely before you put your adhesive strips on, make sure you poke your hole, however you're going to punch it, because otherwise it's really hard to get a punch. You have to use like an actual hole punch, but you're not able to use one of our actual like Stampin' Up punches. It doesn't go on. And I prefer to, because I know you can just keep going around like with the circle, but I prefer with corners like this to make them actual corners. Here we go. Whoops. And then I don't need, this guy just wants to stick to me. I don't need that much. So we're going to go right here. Just going to stick that up in there. Just kind of trim that and then push that down right in there. Make sure. I think what I'm going to actually do is put this a little bit up, just in case that's not all the way up. I don't want my sequins to come out. All right, so we've got our adhesive strips on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our back. I can actually get rid of this for the moment. I'm going to take our back piece of basic white that we cut out with the Perennial Postage. I'm going to put the not pretty side up. So we want, I like my pretty side to be out like this. So I'm going to do the not pretty side up right now. And we are going to glue this right to our basic white back. And the reason I did that is when I stamped it on the basic white on the one for the Perennial Postage, you could see the red through it for some reason. So I opted to stamp it on a separate piece of basic white so that it didn't go through onto this back part right here. Usually you can't see through it, but it's probably just because it's red. Red is like a very deep color. There we go. Isn't that cute? All right. So I'm going to take my adhesive sheets again, or strips. I'm going to put a little strip down here at the bottom. Whoops. Just like this. And the reason I'm doing that instead of regular dimensionals is our strips are slightly thicker than our, I'm just going to throw that little one away, our regular dimensionals. So I opt to put that right there. And then we're going to take our beautiful itty bitty, is it Bokeh? Bokeh? I'm not sure how you say it. Our little mix here. And then where did my little spoon go? I like this little spoon when it's really like packed in here. And again, I'm just going to stick this right here in the center. And I like a lot of it in mine. All right, I'm going to stick that right there in the center. Then we're going to take our pieces off here, the backing of these strips. I think, yeah, this one needs to come off. And then this one. You can also put a little piece in here if you want. And I'm just going to line this up. There we go. Push that down. All right, and I'm just going to look. That first time I ever made a shaker card has scarred me, because I had it. Almost all of it came out when I shook it because it was all open on the side there. All right, isn't that cute? So adorable. All right, so I'm going to take another piece of basic white. We're going to do "'Tis the Season for Baking" in our real red. Maybe. There we go. And "'Tis the Season for Baking." Right there. And grab a little block here. Just going to ink this up. Again, that's real red. I liked the difference between the cherry cobbler and the real red. I liked it like dark and then light. I thought it was really pretty. Going to stamp that there. Just like that. Get that real red off of there. Are you guys like me? If you have any kind of like red or deep dark color, you get it on you. Like all the time I get it on me. All right, so this is going to go right here. And for that, I just used my green glue. So I'm just going to take just a little bit. Here we go. Just going to make sure I kind of have that centered and somewhat straight. I stamped it a little crooked. Then we've got I've already stamped out and die cut our little pieces here. And we have a real red piping bag. Then we have 3 real red candy canes, and our little gingerbread man is pecan pie. He's my favorite in pecan pie. I've tried him in different colors, but pecan pie is my favorite with him. And I'm going to take my dimensionals here and stick one right there. And take the backing off. And what I want to do is I want to line the edge of this up with the N here on season, because it's going to look like this, where it looks like you're piping it, or you've already piped it, I guess. Whoops, stuck to me. So I'm going to stick that there, and then I'm going to stick this one down because I want to make sure I get it stuck right where I want it. So if you do one, you can kind of scoot it around just a tad. And that's what I want, because I want to make sure it's not going to go off the side here. There we go. Like that. Then our cute little gingerbread man, he needs a smaller. I can't get a full dimensional on him. He always, it always goes around the side of him. There we go. And he's going to go over here. Just going to make sure he's not covering our letters. Just like that. Then we're going to do one of the candy canes. So, got this little piece here. I like to use every bit of my dimensionals. And then I'm going to do this piece here because that's a small one too. Then, whoops, come here. I am going to stick this one down this way. Just like that. And then we're going to take our real red shiny ribbon, I think is what it's called. Is it shiny ribbon? Yep, shiny ribbon. I love this ribbon. I'm actually almost out of it. And I'm going to make sure I know which side is shiny. And I'm just going to double this over and cut that. And then I'm going to stick this together like that so it'll go through the hole, hopefully. There we go. Much easier. All right. I'm just going to make sure my ribbon here is mostly straight. I'm going to pull it quite a bit. And I found pulling it quite a bit like that makes it easier to tighten. It's a little bit harder to get it through the loop, but it tightens so much easier because you don't have as much to pull through that knot. There we go. And then we just pull our little knot piece down there. Isn't that cute? Then I did a little cute ribbon, like a bow. And I like my little bows. They're so cute. And this ribbon is just so pretty in a bow. It's got that nice shiny, glittery almost effect on it. All right. Whoops. I'm going to snip that off. Let's see. I'm going to pull this down. I like my bows really small. That's perfect. All right, but it's got to go this way because that's where all of our shiny parts are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our glue dots here. Let's see, one's right here. So I'm going to put one on each side of the bow. Come off. So one on this side here and one on this side here, because we're going to put it kind of along the side of our knot right there. There we go. Going to stick that right there. It does, the glue dots are much better on the cardstock than the ribbon. There we go. And then now, make sure I'm not cutting my cardstock there. So we'll do that one and that one. Isn't that cute? And then let's go ahead and cut our little tails down here. Whoops. And then we'll do this guy here. I always like mine at an angle, different angles. Then we're going to put our two little candy canes on the back because we have to decorate the back just as much as the front. So I'm going to just put a little bit of our green glue, liquid glue, and then push that down. And if it oozes out the side, you can use one of these, it's like a rubbery kind of sponge thingy, and it works great on getting that glue off. And where's the other one? Here it is. So we're going to stick this one up here at the top. Got that on me. There we go. Like that. Then we just need to embellish, and for that I have one of my absolute favorites, the real red and white adhesive backed peppermints. I love these so much. They're one of my absolute favorites. If they ever retire them, I'm going to have stock in them. All right, so I'm going to take one of these large ones here. We'll stick that one right here. Make sure I'm in frame here. And then let's put this one here. And these are just the medium size. I'm out of the small on this sheet. Let's put this one up here. That's our second project. Isn't that cute? Got a little bit of a shake to it. And you can see the cute little gingerbread men in there all happy with their little sprinkles. All right. Let's see, this one here. Keep all of my ones together that we've made tonight, so it's much easier on me to know where they are to show you guys again at the end. I'm just going to leave these out because we're going to use these again. All right, so next we have this cute little tag right here. And this is the Everyday Arches. We have that cute little back right there. And this is using that stamp, this one right here, which is kind of like it's like the dough with the cutouts in it. So for this one, put that over there. I've got all my pieces here. So we have a balmy blue and a basic white. And again, I have those holes right there already cut out. And then for this, that is Cherry Cobbler, which I'm pretty sure I didn't re-ink this one yet. So it might be, whoops, might be kind of light, but that's okay. And I did It's Beginning to Taste Like Christmas, which is the other sentiment from this bundle. These are perfect for little treats, like little little boxes or bags of treats to hand out if you make them for the holidays or somebody's birthday. All right, so I'm going to stamp this on the pretty side of this balmy blue. Probably going to be light. I was trying to remember which ones I needed to ink up, like re-ink. I'll have to leave this one to the side so I remember, because I've been re-inking a lot lately. So we've got that there. And then for this one here, that is Cherry Cobbler, but our little piping bag is Real Red. Our little dough right here is Pecan Pie, and then the rolling pin is Crumb Cake. And then for these, what I did was I took some basic white, and then I took my blending brush for my brown. Let's see, I think I have that right here. Yep. And I just went over it in the brown to just make it not so white. Let's see, you can see that, right? Yep. And so then I stamped on my images. And it gives it that, can you see the difference maybe between, nope, it's not going to show it. You can kind of see it on the hat. It's not quite as white on the hat there. It just kind of gave it like that cookie kind of look to me. Because this one was more, I was trying to make it like actual baking. So I'm going to glue these together. And this one is just gluing. We don't have to do, we don't have shakers on this one. So we're just going to line these up. Just make sure my hole is kind of to the side there. Like that. Then I'm going to take my pieces I've already cut out here and die cut. Pull these guys out. And I'm going to start with the little piece of dough. What I ended up doing was I cut this out. I fussy cut this because I didn't want the white rim around it. Like this one has that white around it. I didn't want that. I wanted it to just be the pecan pie. So I stamped that really like down far, didn't I? Let's see. We're gonna have to go over here. Maybe here. That'll work. All right. And for this one, I'm going to glue this. And only because I'm gluing it is why I don't want it off the side there. So we're going to put that one there. And I'm going to grab my rolling pin. He's going to go right here. So I just need a dimensional. Stick that right there in the center. Just make sure, yep, I don't see that on the back. Then, let's see. We have our little piping bag, which will go here. And then we want our little mitten, oven mitt. We'll stick that one like right here. Yeah, we'll go that way. And these I put on with dimensionals. Let's see. So let's put this guy. Just don't want that dimensional on the outside. Here we go. And then I'm going to put dimensional here and here. I want this piece, the top of the piping bag is going to be off the tag, so I don't want to put a dimensional there. Here we go. Like that. And then I'm going to flip this over, and these are going to be like kind of like the cookies that we made on this side. So we're going to start with our gingerbread man. I'm going to stick him down here, and then I'm going to quickly get my little candy cane. I'm going to stick it under his foot, and then I'm just going to get a little dab of glue right here. Because these are small enough, it hardly takes any glue for these. But his little foot's over top of that candy cane, and then his little hand is under it. And then we just have our cute little hat here. And that I kind of put up here, almost like he was wearing it, but not. He's not actually wearing it, but it kind of looks like he's wearing it. And then for the ribbon, this is the Balmy Blue. It's not that one. It's this one here. Balmy Blue sheer ribbon. It's so pretty. I love this ribbon. I wish we had it in more colors. And I'm just going to take this, stick it in half. Then I'm going to stick this right through the hole. And it is a little bit easier when you glue them together as opposed to with the dimensionals or the adhesive strips. All right, and I'm just going to make sure these stay together. My finger through that because I have two pieces of this ribbon together. And if I get my finger out of there, I'm just going to stick this right through. There we go. And then I'm just going to pull this to tighten it up. Just like that. And you can add a bow if you want. And then we're just going to cut these down. Do you guys always cut your ribbon when you do tags like this? I always make sure that I cut my ribbon at the end, because I always am, I guess, rough with my ribbon and it frays the ends. All right, isn't that cute? Then we just need to embellish, and we're going to use our peppermints again. And where did my little guy go? Here it is. So I'm going to stick one here. Let's stick one right here. And where do we want this one? We're going to go right there. And that is project number 3. Isn't that cute? And that beautiful ribbon there at the top. And then we have plenty of room to write on the back. We've got our cute little gingerbread man. So cute. I love the way this turned out with this, this stamp here. I had a hard time trying to figure out how to work with that stamp. All right. Our next one is a cute little, kind of like a note card almost. It's not square. It's like 1/2 inch, not square. But it's still really cute. And it could go in like a little treat basket really, really nicely. And, oh look, I already did my ribbon. Wasn't I smart? Thanks, Carol. Yeah, this set is so cute. It's adorable. All right, so I have Balmy Blue, and I have this cut. I guess I should kind of measure it because I don't remember how I just kind of cut it. So this is, I guess it helps if I go this way, 8.5 by 4, and it's 4 4.25 in the center. And got that. And then I used the Falling Snow. Is it Falling Snow? Let's see. Silent Snowfall. One of these days I'll get it. This is the Silent Snowfall specialty paper with those beautiful snowflakes on it. And that's going to be our background here. So we're just going to glue that down. I had a lot of glue that came out of there. All right. We're just going to center this here. Then we have all our little pieces here. And these are super simple to stamp. It's one-step stamping. So if you just take your stamp and put it in whichever color you want, they'll come out really cute. I just love these little gingerbread men. They're so stinking cute. I have a Balmy Blue circle. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. And that's going to go there in the center. And we're going to use our Real Red. And we're going to put 'Tis the Season for Baking. Let's move these guys there. 'Tis the Season for Baking. This one here. Did I clean it off? I did. We're just going to stick this here in the center. Hopefully in the center. I like to hold it for a second. Especially when it's a darker color, because it kind of gives it a second to get all that ink transferred. All right. Then this is going to go here in the center with dimensionals, which are right here. Oops. So I'm going to put 4. And then, oops, take this off. And this is gonna, okay, it opens that way. This is gonna go right here in the center. Then we have our pieces here, and I'm just gonna stick our little gingerbread men around. Let's see, I think we can just do one. And I'm going to stick this guy, I think. Actually, let's put our bow down first, because then I can tuck it around. So I'm going to grab my glue dots here, and I'm going to put one on each side of that bow, the bow, this part, but closest to the knot, the side closest to the knot, like that. There's one here and one here. I find that it sticks better like that, for me at least. And I'm going to stick this guy so it's kind of going around the 'tis the season. And I can snip this guy again a little bit shorter. Oh, that was so close. Get off of there. All right. So kind of like that. Then we can put our, this one must be the one I'm working with. We can put our little gingerbread man. So we're going to stick this guy here. Then we'll take this one and this guy. Where did my dimensionals go? And then he's going to go down here. And then I'm going to take my, oh, is this one your favorite, Marier? Yeah, this one's so cute. I love the blue. The blue on this one is just gorgeous. So we're going to do, this is crumb cake for the rolling pin. And, whoops, almost stuck that together. Just going to cut this in half. And then this one's just going to kind of go down here in the, on the right. If I can get these off. Let's see. And stick that right there. And then we've got two little candy canes. These I need smaller pieces too. That one and this little one here. These small ones are sometimes hard to get the backings off. All right, so this one we're going to kind of stick up here with this guy. And then this one is going to go on this side over here. Isn't that pretty? And I totally forgot to do to cut the white piece in the middle, but these two pieces are, they'll look like that, where the gingerbread man is holding the cute little candy cane. And we just have to embellish, and we're going to use our peppermints. And I got to get my new peppermints out because I don't have any. I've only got all the big ones. So, and I think I put 5 on here. So I'm going to do 2 big. And then let's do this guy here. So that's a medium. We'll do another medium here, and then we'll do a small right down here. And that is project number 4. Isn't that cute? And that'll, well, this one's the one on the inside. This one will fit perfect in a little goodie basket kind of thing, because it's kind of like a little note card. All right. And I have 2 more. I had a lot of fun this week. Actually, we have, yeah. This one here is also in the balmy blue phase here that I'm in. And this is using our vellum, our new vellum that we have coming out. And what I did was I just cut it to the size, and then I ran it through the embossing folder, and I still don't remember what this embossing folder is called, but it's the new one that looks like this. It's gorgeous. I love it. I need to write it on the front of it. But this one here, it's a cute little, kind of like a note card almost. And for this, we have our Balmy Blue card base here, and this is, I don't remember what the size of this one is either. Let's see, 7 by 5, 5 by 7. Is that right? Yeah, and then it's scored in at 3.5 in the middle. All right. And I just have already done the vellum here. And what we're going to do, what did I do with that blue ribbon? Here it is. We are going to pull this out. I'm going to make sure I have enough to tie my bow. Whoops, come here. All right. Then I'm going to tie my bow. And you can use a little glue dot if you need here in the middle with the knot, if you have trouble with your making your bow. I think that's what I had to do with this one. And I liked doing it before I put it down onto the actual card base, because if it was upside down, then I could flip it around. Let's see. With this one, it didn't crack. But I did, Jen did tell me, one of my friends, Jen, she said to spritz it with water. If you spritz it with water and then put it, run it through, that bow is really weird, and then run it through the embossing folder, it should work to not crack it. I haven't tried that, but that's what my team lead Jen said. I need to try it. We were crafting together the other day. We both have had so much going on, and we just kind of needed a mental health crafting kind of thing. So we were crafting, and I was making this card, and she was like, "Oh, did it split?" And I was like, "No, it did really good." And she said, "Oh, well, if it does, then spritz it with water." Let's see. I'll get this bow eventually. You guys know me and my bows. I'll have to try the spritzing it with water and let you know how that goes, because I haven't actually tried it, but that's what Jen said. This is the first time I've really worked with vellum. I think I've used, I've tried to use it in the past. I always had the vellum that had the decoration on it, like the patterns, and I always had a hard time with those. I like this because it's just plain, so I can do whatever I want to it. All right, so this is just going to go here, and what I'm going to do is very lightly on these little stars, these little stars here, but on the back, I'm going to put just the teeniest amount of glue on the back of those little stars. Come on. And this is so you don't see that glue through that vellum. And it's just enough that it sticks it down. Let's see, did I miss any? All right. So I just have little dots across the back of those. Let's see, get that down there. Okay. Could be like that. You can see this one a little bit. I put a little too much on that one. So that's what it's going to look like if you get a little too much. But it kind of smooths it out a little bit once it dries. If I can pick this up. You can't really, if you look close enough, you can tell. But once it dries, it's not as noticeable. But naturally, I had to do the two that I did, this one and this one. I did heavier, not in the middle here where it's going to cover it. All right, so for the, decoration here on the front, I cut out of our gold foil, the little pan, little baking pan, which is, I got all kinds of stuff here on top of my stamps. It's this little pan right here from the Homemade Treats bundle. And what I did, it has little like scores right there, and I just pulled these guys up a little bit because I wanted to make sure it looked like a pan, because when I just put it down with the sentiment in it, it kind of looked like it was a weird border, and I was like, maybe I need to pull those edges up, because some pans do have these kinds of edges. All right. So like that. So those edges, let's see if I can, there you go. They just kind of pop up just a little bit. And then I've already gone ahead and cut out, I stamped this and cut it out with my trimmer as close as I could get it, so that it can fit right here in the center of the pan. And I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and then stick this here in the center. Here we go. Just like that. And then pull up my little sides. And then I'm going to stick a couple dimensionals on the back of this, and it's going to be popped up. And that's going to go right there on the top above our bow. This one's not on there very good. There we go. Oh, it goes this way. All right. Just going to center this. And just pull these guys up. Then we're going to stick our little gingerbread man right here in this little space, empty space. Just going to go ahead and stick that there. He's got, it's a piece of vellum stuck to him. All right, so he's going to go lightly right there. And then I'm going to take one of these candy canes, and I'm just going to pull his little leg up, stick the candy cane behind it, and then pull it over his, kind of over his hand a little bit, kind of make it look like he's holding it. And then I'm going to grab a small dimensional here, and then I'm going to stick that right behind the candy cane so that it sticks. Here we go. So it sticks right to that gold right there. Isn't that cute? And then for the inside, I just did a piece of basic white, and I just, in real red, this is the candy cane is real red here, and the ink for the sentiment is balmy blue. So I just went ahead, I stamped the real red candy cane, and then I'm just going to glue this on the inside. So I remembered to do this one, I forgot the other one. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love the ribbon with that vellum. It's really, really pretty. All right, and then we are going to use our candy cane embellishments, or peppermint. You know what I can do is I can put the peppermints over top of the ones I messed up on. Not a good idea. So I'm going to do a large one. Actually, you can't see that one. That one got covered. Nice. All right, so we're going to do, let's do this guy. Where do I want you? We'll go right here. And then I want a little. Stick this one up here. There we go. And that is project number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had a lot of fun this week, didn't I? Isn't that pretty? That vellum is just so pretty. All right. And this one over here. Let's see, I have 2 more. Let's do this one first. It's gorgeous, and it's really simple. Isn't that so pretty? And the Wishing You is from a new, is it from a new bundle? Where did I get the wishing for? I don't remember. Where did I get the wishing for? And I didn't stamp it, did I? Wishing You. I know where I got that from. I got that from the birds. The, let's see, where is that one? That one is the, I'm not sure what I did with it. It's the one I did, the blue one. Let's see, is it back here? I think it might be. It is. It's back here. This one, Peace on Earth. That's what it's called. All right. So that's where I got the Wishing You. This set right here with the doves. All right. So, whoops, come out. All right. So we're going to have a, whoops, cherry cobbler base. And this is a regular sized card. Where did my phone folder go? And then we are going to do the Silent Snowfall specialty DSP again, or specialty paper with the pretty snowflakes. These are going to be popped up with dimensionals. I love this red and white together. It's so pretty. The cherry cobbler with the, because this the Silent Snowfall is it's a different white than our basic white. It's you can probably tell a difference here. They're different. And so I like the way that the Silent Snowfall looks with the cherry cobbler here. All right, so we're just going to stick this here in the center. Whoops. Then I have 2 stylish shapes, the 2 largest, and the largest is cherry cobbler, and the next size down is real red. And I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to glue the smaller, the real red, to my larger cherry cobbler. And then get that a little bit more centered. It is very crisp looking, isn't it? Yes, Mary, we all need a mental health crafting day, don't we? I hadn't done a crafting day in quite a while, it seemed like. So much going on and didn't have time for it. Just didn't take the time. All right, so we're going to pop up this stylish shapes circle here. We're going to put it towards the top. right around there. Isn't that pretty? Then we have our Wishing You, and that one I did cherry cobbler. Now that I know which stamp set I used. Wishing You is right here. And this is the photopolymer, which I like because I can tell where I'm stamping. Alright, so we're going to do Wishing You. This is going in cherry cobbler, and this banner right here is from the Stylish Shapes dies as well. There we go. And close that here. This is going to go right there, and we're going to put dimensionals on that. Let's see, will you fit? You will. I mean, I could use the mini dimensionals, but for some reason I just like my regular dimensionals. Let's see. So I'm going to stick this here. And then we're going to do a bow. We're going to do that with the shiny, the real red shiny ribbon. Just looks so pretty with this card. These colors are just so pretty. Come here. All right. Then snip that off there. And I did this fairly small. See, just make sure they are the same size. And then, you guys hate having to cut off extra ribbon. I don't like it. Well, if I'm skimping on my ribbon, then I end up having to throw the whole thing away because I can't get my bow the way I want it. Just put that over there. All right, so for this, we are going to use our glue dots. And again, we're going to put one on the back of each of those loops. These things are super sticky. I'm used to the ones on the, like that come in our kits and our paper pumpkins, but for this kind of ribbon, it's you need the sticky kind, the actual glue dots. All right, here we go. Then I have 3 little gingerbread men. And what I'm going to do, they're going on dimensionals. Just going to cut those right like that. So I'm going to stick one here, this one here, and I'm going to take one, I'm going to stick him on this side. Then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to try to match him on this side. Whoops. Then, dimensional, we're going to put this guy here in the middle. Like that. And then for our inside, let me pull this sucker off here, get out of my way. We are going to stamp on our little basic white here. Peace, Love, and Joy, which is from our Peace on Earth bundle. Because I wanted something that kind of went on the inside. And grab a block here. We're going to do that in cherry cobbler. Whoops, that didn't stick. So we're going to take our cherry cobbler, Then this is going to just go here in the center. Sort of in the center. Okay. And then we're going to take our piping bag stamp from our Handmade Treats bundle. We're going to do that one in real red. Whoops, come here. And make sure there's nothing on this one. Sometimes little pieces of paper or something get stuck on it. All right. And I'm just going to have this going right here, kind of like you're writing the peace, love, and joy. And then, make sure I didn't get that on me. We're going to take our cute little gingerbread man, and he's just going to be glued over here to the side. Just like that. Then we're just going to put him on the inside. Cute little gingerbread man. He's so stinking cute. I wish we had these last year because I was making, you guys remember the birdhouse bundle we had last year? I was using that at Christmas time to make cute little gingerbread houses. But I had to print off little gingerbread men because we didn't have any of these little gingerbread men. But it was so cute. But these would have been perfect for that. All right, and then for this one to embellish, I thought it needed more sparkles. So I used our traditional sparkling sequins, which are relatively new. And I used the red. So I'm going to use one of these large ones. Keep getting a little piece of paper stuck to it. And then I did the medium size up here. And then the little, you can tell I like the little ones. This one's going to go right here. Here we go. Isn't that beautiful? I love the color. The colors of it. It's just so pretty. And then we've got our cute little inside. All right, and then we have one more. And I love this one too. It's so cute. It's another shaker. It's one that's a little bit longer here. And this one's using our textured notes dies. So if you can see up here, that, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. That edge there. So I just took that, the one with that edge, and then I went 2 sizes down to cut this piece out. Thank you, Carol. Yes, so cute, right? Okay, so this is my favorite, Mr. Sprucey, Shaded Spruce. Then we have our basic white, and it's also cut out in that same textured notes dies, but I just didn't cut the middle out. I only cut the middle out for this one. Then we have a piece of basic white that is again going to go here in the center because otherwise we would see it on the other side of this white. And then we have our little piece of our window sheet, which we're going to do that first so it has time to dry. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Whoops. I almost did this one with the gold sequins that we have, but I just couldn't do it. I thought it needed to look more like sprinkles. And I think the itty bitty Bokeh, however you say that, is more like sprinkles than the gold. Okay, that's going to dry. All right, so we're going to take, come here, this piece of basic white, And I'm going to grab our, maybe, here it is, our sprinkles. And that is real red. We're going to see if I can do this without getting the edge. And I'm just going to go across the whole thing in sprinkles. Make sure I'm not getting it on the side there. I almost did this with both green and red back here, but I thought there was so much green on the outside that I opted to stick with just red. Once I get on the edge, nope, good. Doesn't that look so fun? Looks like a party. Just gonna stick these. That's good, because I don't think we're gonna see. Yep, that's perfect. All right, get that red off of there. Then we're gonna take our, here they are, our little cut out pieces from our homemade treats bundle. And these also I put them on basic, I stamped them on basic white, but I used the brown blending brush to kind of blend that background. And then we're just going to kind of set these guys out. So I have 2 gingerbread men. I have 3 candy canes. I'm gonna put one here, and this is almost like it's a pan, kind of, or like a, this guy there, or like a cookie platter kind of thing. All right, this guy's gonna go here, and then I'll put this guy here. I think that's kind of how I had it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right, and then I'm just going to glue these guys down. I'm going to start with my gingerbread men because they're the biggest. And I did cut this almost exactly the size of the window. Oh, come on. Thank you. So I kind of have an idea where the edge of everything should be. All right, and then what was up there? This was up there, this was down here. All right, let's do our candy canes. You can also put these on the adhesive sheets. Let's go this way. And turn them into stickers. And they would go down a lot easier. Not that they're hard, but stick this one here. Whoops, I got glue on me. And then we're going to put this one up here. And then we have our cute little Santa hats. Oh, you got to stay down there. And these are with pecan pie ink, stamped with pecan pie ink. And then we've got this guy here. And I love these little stamps and the dies because they're just so simple. Isn't that cute? It's like a party. All right, then I'm going to stick this down here. And I just want to make sure. Yep. All right. So we're going to glue this to our, whoops, basic white. And And this is the, yeah, I have the pretty side down, so the not so pretty side is towards me. And then we're just going to stick this down here. I'm going to quickly make sure. Yep, perfect. Okay, and we're going to go and put our, if I can find them, our strips down. Come here. I don't want two, I want one. Thanks. Here we go. And again, just make sure that you get those edges together really tight. Because nobody wants their glitter stuff to come out of their shaker card, or shaker pieces. And this way. And then again, if you do have a little bit of a section that's not quite as tight, you can always put another little piece kind of like right beside it to cover it. There we go. Put that right there. Maybe come off. All right. Make sure that's down. Then we're going to take our itty bitty mix again, and we're going to put some down in here. And this one I liked it with a lot in it on this one, because it looked like a little party. All right, get this all over here. I just don't want it for it to get stuck under my strips. That's never good. All right, so we've got that one. I think that didn't come off all the way. Nope. And we've got this one. I don't think I took that one. Nope. There we go. All right, so I'm going to make sure. Where's my hole? It's right here, and I covered it. What's wrong with me? Let's pull this down. I covered my hole by accident. Stick this. I think it'll be okay. We're going to push it down, and hopefully it won't go all the way down. Okay, so I have both my little holes here up, and I'm just going to stick this together. All right, there we go. All right. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't it look like a little party? It's got like static on the inside of that window sheet there, but it's still pretty. All right, and then we have our little pieces here. These are all in real red. So we've got our little mitten, and we've got our little happy holidays. This is from a paper pumpkin. It's surprising that there's not very many that have small sentiments for the holidays. Where's my dimensionals here? I was looking all through mine. I'm like, I can't find any. All right. So we're going to stick this on the bottom here in the center. Like that. And this is from the Stylish Shapes. Then we've got our little oven mitt here. I definitely know this part is going to go on the cardstock here. So we're going to stick this guy here. And then I'm going to see where my, stick this underneath here on my cardstock because I don't want it to go off the side there. I don't want to see it on this side here. Then we've got our cute little piping bag. And this again is going to go towards our Happy Holidays, kind of like we're piping it a little bit. And that one just needs a dimensional there. And then I did a little tiny dab of glue right here. Yep, just like that. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then for the back, we just have a little candy cane. So we're just, whoops, I dropped it. We're just going to glue that down. And that one's on basic white. It's not, I didn't use the blending brush on that one. And then we're going to do our ribbon with the real red shiny ribbon here. And just going to pull this, or snip this off. Fold that here in half. Let's see, I have my, shove that down there. I have that adhesive strip stuck there. All right, go through here. Oh, come on. I'm going to make it hard because I got that adhesive strip right there. All right, you can do it. There you go. Got it through one. Then it'll come right through here. Let me get my tweezers because that'll be so much easier. You guys have tweezers in your basic toolkit? I couldn't live without my tweezers. There we go. Had I not put my adhesive strip right there, I'd been good. Or my the dimensional strip, the foam strip right there. Right, and then we are just gonna pull this through. Come on. All right, and then gotta make sure my shiny sides are out to the front, and then we're just gonna snip these. Oh, that's so cute. Then we're gonna use our peppermints. Let's see, it was this one. And then let's get these, let's use these up. Where did my little photo? Here it is. All right, so we're going to take a large one here. Oops, oops. We're going to do a medium size, and then one of these small. Oh, it is on there. Thought I dropped it. There we go, and that's our final project. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love this so much. I'm really into the shaker cards. I think they're so fun, and it's really kind of cool to have it as a tag. It's kind of something extra special you might not always have. All right, let's see what all we have made tonight. So make some room here. Push all my stuff out of the way. So we started with this shaker card, or a little tag. Then, did we do this one next? And then this one, this one, this one, and this one. That's all of them, right? Nope. This one. Guys, I had a lot of fun this week creating these cards and tags. Let's see. I think this is the order I did them in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did 7. Wow. But most of them are really pretty simple and pretty quick. I don't know which one I like the best. Maybe this one. Of the shakers, I think it's this one. I really like the that little square window. I think that's so cute. You'll have to let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. And let's see. Next week, Monday, November 10th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be live again. And I'm going to be working on the new, or working with the new on display bundle. And it is so stinking cute. Do I still have that piece out right here? I've been working with it a little bit. And, oh, where did that one go? I had a card. And I don't know what I did with it. But it is this cute bundle. It has this really cool die right here that makes it into a, like a shelf, like a bookcase kind of thing. And it's just so stinking pretty. I don't know what I did with it, but it's gorgeous. So you definitely don't want to miss next week. I've already started working on my projects, and they're so pretty. It's such a cool bundle. So next Monday, November 10th at 6:30 p.m., I'll be here live. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on all my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Oh, thank you, Marier. Yes, these are just, they're such pretty projects. And I really loved the shaker cards this week, or shaker, anything shaker this week. I did 3 of them. Plus, I had done a ton last week as well, trying to make some for my team meeting, because I was like, I really need to make some shaker cards. I love them. So, but make sure you follow me on all my socials. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. Like my Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that bell is hit so that you are notified whenever I go live or post a video. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, go ahead and put this down in the emojis, a little cupcake. If you can't find the cupcake, go ahead and put the word treat down in the comments so that I can say thank you so much for watching, catching me live or on the replay. And thank you again so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I love bringing you guys projects. And I can't wait to show you next week's projects with the new on display bundle. It's gorgeous. So definitely don't miss next week. And I will see you right back here next Monday for a brand new video. Bye.